Alright guys, so my apologies, the camera overheated from being too close to the smelter and it stopped recording. But what I was doing was I was melting aluminum bronze, or making aluminum bronze, and I was pouring it, and I poured 1 bar already right there. That's a full bar, it'll probably be like 5 pounds. It'll come out looking golden, but I have enough in there in the smelter to pour 1 more bar, and I'll try to get it on this video. I backed the camera up so it doesn't get so hot this time, and we're gonna try to make another bar of aluminum bronze, but it will look gold. I have my own mixture of metals that I put in there. There's some zinc, there's some aluminum, and there's mostly copper, but it comes out looking gold. So you guys will be able to check it out here in a second. Now that I backed the camera away, it shouldn't overheat anymore, hopefully. But alright, let's check it out. Alright guys, fire's off. I'm gonna move this so you can see what's going down here. Alright guys, here we go. That is very, very cool looking. You guys can check that out. You guys can see it's got a golden color to it. Right now it's still super hot in some places, that's why it's red. But over here where it's cooling off faster, it's golden. So we'll wait for that to cool off all the way, and then I'll hit it with a sander. Well, it's actually a grinder with a flap disc sanding wheel. So that'll bring out the true color once it cools down. And it should look gold. I've done this before, so I know how it will turn out. But yeah, now we have 2 bars, and between the 2 of those, it's maybe 8 pounds. We'll weigh it later. We'll weigh it out later. But the goal is not to have golden bars. That's not what I'm going for. The goal is to make the things we cook with, cookware, out of this same material. So we'll melt it down and get the color that we need. And then once we've got the right color, which we do now, then we'll make a nice mold of a frying pan, of a whole set actually. We're gonna do one at a time. But we'll make a mold of a frying pan, and then we'll melt this metal down again, and we'll pour it into the mold, and then we'll come out with a golden frying pan that is mostly copper. And because it's mostly copper, it's like 89% copper. Copper is very beneficial for your health if you cook with it. So not only will it look really cool, it'll also be very good for us to eat out of this, to cook with these pans that I'm making. They'll be very beneficial for our health. So that's a good thing, you know. Not only will it look very cool, it'll also be health beneficial. So cool. We'll let these things cool down, and then we'll hit them with the flap disc, the sander, and then we'll see the very pretty color. But it's gonna take a while, you know, so I don't know if I should do it real quick just so you guys can see it. Because I don't like to cool my metal down in water. A lot of people do that. But when you cool the metal down really fast, it makes it brittle, and it makes it more likely to break if you drop it. So I don't like to cool my metal down in water. I like to let it just cool naturally, and it makes it less brittle. So like if you drop it, it'll bend, you know, it'll dent it. It won't break it. So that's the thing about these metals. If you cool them down fast, you make it brittle, and then if you drop it from a certain height, it'll break in half or break into pieces. And you don't want that to happen. So I'd rather just let them cool naturally. That way they are way less brittle. And if I do happen to drop it for whatever reason, it won't break. It'll just put a little dent in it, you know? So there's a reason for it. It would be much faster to put it in water, but it wouldn't help me out in the long term. All right, let's see how this other bar came out. Very nice. You can see the gold color in there. The rest of it's still really hot. That's why it doesn't look gold yet, but once it cools down, it will turn gold color. But the parts that are cooling down first, you can see it's gold, or it looks gold. It's not gold. I'm gonna put it right here on top of this other block so they transfer heat in between each other, and it'll take longer for them to cool down. Like I said, it'll make it less brittle. If it stays hot longer and it cools down slowly, it'll be much less brittle. So that's why I'm stacking them on top of each other. I want them to transfer heat between each other so they cool down much slower, and it won't be brittle at all. It'll be very sturdy metal. I'll be able to drop it and it won't break. All right, guys. Well, I've let this video go on long enough. As you can see, I've got 2 bars. They're stacked on top of each other. Those are aluminum bronze, but there's also zinc mixed in there. I'm not going to give you guys my percentages of metals. One, because I didn't weigh it out. I eyeballed it all. You know. And 2, because it took me a long time to figure it out. So if you want to try, you know, take you a while to figure it out. But it's a really cool looking metal when it's cooled off. And you can make anything with it, man. You can make all kinds of stuff. You can make a sword. You can make pots, pans, plates, cups, forks, knives, spoons, anything you want you can make with this metal. And it's really strong. Like it's a nice metal to work with. So I hope you guys enjoy watching the videos. If you liked it, please remember to hit like and subscribe. I do a video every week, so if you subscribe, you'll get a notification there's a new video. And the next one should be of me making a frying pan. I'm going to use a cast iron skillet as a mold, and then I'm going to pour this same metal into that mold so it'll come out looking like a golden frying pan, which will be very beneficial for our health because it's mostly copper. So cool. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed.